Imagine a third grade class seated in a semicircle watching 9-year-old Chelsea. She's tentatively trying to throw a football. She holds the ball with uncertainty and throws. It falls a short way in front of her, and her class erupts in laughter. Chelsea hates PE and wants to go home. I was Chelsea's teacher for that class, and when she told me she never wanted to be in PE again, I learned a valuable lesson as a teacher. Singling out students does not encourage a healthy relationship with physical activity, nor is it the best use of time for PE class. So from then on, I created a learning environment that was friendly to all students and conducive to success, and made sure that when Chelsea and her classmates were performing physical activities, they did so in a supportive environment. Today, Chelsea is studying to be a physical therapist at Duke University, and physical activity is an essential component in her life. I can't take the credit for Chelsea's success, but she can certainly take the credit for making me a better teacher. I'm Lisa Perry, and I'm a National Physical Education and Physical Activity Advisor for the Alliance for a Healthier Generation. Physical education, a class we all know, and many of us love, is a staple of the K-12 experience. But not all physical education is created equal. Today, we're going to learn about quality physical education and activities that not only get the heart rate up, but get everyone off the sidelines and into the game. Physical education, or PE, is the class where kids learn to move their bodies. It's where they gain the skills and knowledge to be physically active for a lifetime. Depending on your experience, you may have a certain image of what PE is. If you remember dodgeball, kickball games, or Red Rover, PE has changed since you were in school. New federal law, the Every Student Succeeds Act, addresses the whole child by including health and physical education, art, social sciences, and other subjects in the definition of a well-rounded education. Like English, math, and science, physical education should be a planned sequential course of study that teaches students the skills and knowledge to be active for a lifetime. You want to teach kids how to be healthy early so they carry those practices through adulthood. So often, the words physical education and physical activity, or PA, are used interchangeably. It's important to remember that PE and PA are different. Physical activity is all about moving your body. You'll often hear the term MVPA, or moderate to vigorous physical activity, in reference to the intensity of physical activity. MVPA involves activities that increase heart rate, respiration rate, and body temperature, such as walking briskly, bicycling, or playing tag. While children should have ample opportunity to move, physical activity, unlike physical education, does not have to involve instruction. With the definition of MVPA in mind, let's see if you can identify why this class isn't as active as it could be. Sure, there's a few kids running around and being active, but what about those kids off to the side? Where's their physical activity? And what about the nature of the game? It doesn't emphasize skill building and high activity levels. Now, let's see if you can identify the practices that engage all students in a higher level of activity. Here, every single student is involved with movement. Quality physical education involves lessons and teaching strategies designed to engage students to be moderately to vigorously active for at least 50% of physical education class time. Furthermore, the students are exercising their bodies by learning skilled movements. That's where the education part comes into play. One of my favorite things to do at the PE class is utilize differentiated skill stations for the students, where each station has an activity that allows students to choose his or her skill and developmental level. Let's think about teaching striking. First, I would teach the entire class how to strike an object with their hand. After students acquired the basic skill, I would create stations that contained beach balls, bean bags, and foam balls. Students could choose which object they wanted to strike. They would also have the option to switch equipment if the challenge was too easy or too difficult. Stations provide opportunities for multiple repetitions and also allow teachers to provide individual feedback and instruction. Being physically active is not the only component of a quality physical education program. Having a licensed PE teacher, a standards-based curriculum, adequate time for physical education, and meaningful assessment are all important to building a comprehensive physical education program. Now that we've talked about quality, let's move on to quantity. Because as much as we want to have more time for PE, there's often a few roadblocks to getting those extra minutes. Have you encountered any of these? Lack of training for PE teachers. PE is not a priority. Lack of space. Not enough time in the day. Since every school is different, the Alliance's team of physical activity and physical education experts can advise you on making positive changes in your school as you're trying to overcome unique challenges on the way to school health. So what's the goal? 60 minutes a day of physical activity for every student. But as we know, right now, only 1 in 3 kids is actually getting that. So remember, PE isn't the only time to get those minutes. Let's look at other ways to keep students active. Before school, there are typically a few minutes to get students active. For example, my PE classroom was also the bus room. Students arrived prior to the start of the school day and were held in this designated place. The normal protocol was to seat students by class and have them wait, impatiently, to go to class. I suggested that I could teach the kids line dances while they waited. This was a win-win situation. The students enjoyed the dancing, and the classroom teachers appreciated having students come to class ready to learn. You could also start your school day with a morning run club or a school-wide physical activity break to stretch before classes begin. Research has shown that PA at the beginning of the school day helps students be more attentive and on task in the classroom. PA in the after-school setting could include clubs such as orienteering, disc golf, martial arts, dancing, weight training, intramurals, or interscholastic sports. Some elementary schools have enrichment programs that integrate physical activity. Look for interested adults in your school or community to launch one of these programs. Students behave better. They are on task more and learn better with periodic PA breaks. That means getting teachers on board with incorporating physical activity into class time. If you're the PE teacher, remember to introduce classroom teachers to physical activity breaks during a staff meeting. This allows them time to practice before using resources like Fit for a Healthier Generation videos, student fitness cards, and Go Noodle in their classrooms. Check out the Alliance's resources for more ideas too. Recess provides kids a time to engage in a chosen physical activity that helps them cultivate healthy bodies and the joy of movement. It's also a time to practice life skills such as following rules, taking turns, sharing, cooperation, communication, negotiation, problem solving, and conflict resolution. If you're at an elementary school, carving out some time for recess can help students achieve the 60 minutes per day of recommended physical activity. If you're at a middle or high school, you can try to add in time after lunch for students to be physically active. Some of our secondary schools have open gym or play dance videos. As with other physical activity, active recess participation may improve attention, focus, behavior, and learning in the classroom. Everyone should be reinforcing the importance of physical activity, especially at home. Encourage parents to take walks with their children after dinner, create scavenger hunts, or go to the park, play disc golf, or follow along to a free exercise video on YouTube right in their living rooms. Some parents may even want to bring their fitness passions to your school. So while physical education should be an essential part of your school day, getting more physical activity throughout a child's day is just as essential. Physical activity can be fun and has added health and academic benefits too. Improving physical education and increasing physical activity is an obvious win for the children everywhere. We've already talked about some of the barriers, But to create lasting change, everyone has to be involved in the entire school environment. Not only should everyone be on board with quality PE and increased PA, but they should be encouraging it through their actions. Participate in staff wellness activities and jump in with the class when a PA break video is playing. Westside High School Principal Jean McTavish leads by example. She makes sure her school is providing adequate PE for its students by teaching spin classes before school. Changing school culture seems like a tall order, but increasing the amount of daily physical activity is an easy place to begin. If you need administrator buy-in, then simply present them with the facts. Healthy kids do better in school and are more likely to be healthier adults. You also have a friend in the Alliance. For resources on quality physical education and physical activity, you can go online to healthiergeneration.org or contact me or my colleagues, Eric Larson and Sean Brock, and we will help you get started.